All right, hey everybody, Meteorologist Andrew Wilson here live from home again to give you an update on what we can expect over these next few days as far as our weather is concerned. Now, starting off, I just want to let you all know hotter weather is really going to settle in here, and let me check my audio, make sure it's good. Oh yeah, sounds just fine. It's going to be really warm out there as we head throughout these next days. Just be ready for that. The heat is going to definitely be cranking up a little bit. Looking outside, a lot of blue sky, and that's what we're expecting as we head throughout today. It's going to be a beautiful day to spend some time outdoors. So if you have some time for it, go ahead and do that. But there's something important you need to know about, and that is the fact that we have an ozone action day in place. An air quality alert is in place for Bexar County and the surrounding counties as we deal with a little bit more in the way of air pollution expected for today. That's going to continue as we make our way throughout this afternoon. So it's really just going to be for groups that tend to be more, have more sensitive with breathing. You can sometimes have a little bit more ozone in the air, and that could lead to issues with, for groups that do have issues with breathing. So continuing through the timeline here, here's a look at what current air quality is at. It's at a moderate level. So typically they issue these ozone action days because the air quality could dip into that unhealthy for sensitive people. But right now, not in that. And I think something that helps that is the fact that we don't have as many people out on the roads. That's something that the National Weather Service, or rather the Texas Environmental Quality Commission tries to tell people, is to drive a little bit less. If you can walk, if you can ride your bike, that typically will help people out. But right now, just at a medium level as far as the air quality is concerned. But there's that possibility it could worsen because of the weather pattern we have set up outside. You see that blue sky overhead, lots of sunshine, lots of heat, and that can lead to some ozone or some air pollutants being trapped closer to the surface. So again, air quality affects how we live and breathe. The most common form of air pollution in San Antonio is ground level ozone. That's typically caused by traffic on the roadways. It can be caused by things like chemical plants as well that may be releasing some toxins into the air. But again, there's a lot of things that these plants do to kind of protect us. So that's important to know too. Ground level ozone forms on warm days. Like today, temperatures are expected to rise way up into the 90s today, and with that also a lot of sunshine. Medium right now again for us, but we could see it go into the healthy region. Sunlight plus volatile organic compounds, which can be emissions from motor vehicles, industrial facilities, gases, and chemical solvents, can lead to ozone, which is what we're talking about here, those ozone action days. So again, we'll watch that, but right now, just at a medium level, if we can try to avoid being on the road as much, it could keep that from being an issue altogether today. But again, it's just in place just in case. So the allergy report for today, coming in medium on mold. Grass is coming in at light, not too bad. Let's take a look outside. Let's jump to this now that we got that out of the way. 70s right now out at the airport, lots of blue sky overhead. You see that in northwest San Antonio as well. 73, 74 out towards Calaveras Lake. The temperatures outside, notice we've got some 80s already on the board for areas south of San Antonio. Those temperatures going all the way up to the 90s. It's not too humid yet, but the humidity is going to make a big comeback as we head into tomorrow and the next day. Just be ready. Those winds are going to switch more to the south. And we're going to point to make a little bit of a rebound, and it's going to make it feel even hotter than what it actually is outside. Now for today, 91, going to be a mostly clear sky. And guys, I'm not seeing a lot of questions coming in on the screen. Ask your questions about the forecast if you want. I'd be happy to answer them. Your radar look shows that we have a lot of blue sky overhead. Again, a little bit of cloud cover for Val Verde County, but not too much. Much of the cloud cover staying well off to our west over towards Big Bend National Park and stretching into West Texas towards El Paso. Some cloud cover up towards the Panhandle as well, though. Going through the timeline here for today, temperatures rising to 91 degrees. Let me actually rewind that so we can show it all the way through again. Again, 91, 96 in Cthulhu, though, 97 in Carrizo Springs, as well as Eagle Pass and Del Rio. Moving into tonight, we're going to have about a partly cloudy to mostly clear sky. Temperatures only backing off to the 60s. So not cooling off too much outside. 90s for the highs again tomorrow, another hot day. And guys, the humidity is going to be moving back in. So it's actually going to be feeling more like the mid to upper 90s in San Antonio and feeling like the upper 90s to triple digits for areas south of San Antonio, closer towards Cotulla, George West, Carrizo Springs. I see a question. Dexter says, how's Hondo looking? Hondo is going to be dry today with temperatures into the lower 90s for highs. It's going to be very warm. There is an air quality alert day for Hondo as well today, but it's really going to be for areas closer towards Bexar County where we're going to be tracking that even closer. So Hondo, you're not in too much of a concern for today. Moving into Sunday, 5:30 to 6 a.m., notice that we're going to have temperatures in the 60s to 70s. Temperatures don't back off as much because there's more moisture in the air. It takes a little bit longer for them to cool off, and they're just not going to be able to do that. So more moisture in the air, and we could be starting off with a little bit of fog there for Sunday before we rise into the 70s by the time we get to about 10:30 a.m. How much rain can we expect over the next 7 days? I talked about how it's going to be warmer. We have a warmer and drier pattern settling in over our region. I see for any rain next week. Here's that answer. Not a lot, less than 1/4 of an inch across all of South Texas over the next 7 days, and some of us will make it through those next 7 days without seeing a drop of rain. Not the best news because we have had a lot of improvement in the drought, but we could use a little bit more. Severe to extreme drought down towards Eagle Pass. You see that over towards Victoria as well. The 7-day forecast shows where we're expecting those rain chances. It's going to be Wednesday and Thursday of next week. And notice the temperatures up until then. Temperatures on the rise up to the lower to mid to even upper 90s at some points. It's going to be a hot end of the weekend, start of early next week. The middle of next week, we start to see rain chances return on Wednesday, and the rain chances aren't even that high, just about a 20 to 30% chance for rain for Wednesday and Thursday, but we may increase those rain chances as we head throughout the week ahead. So what about our Texas State Park forecast? Now, this is for tomorrow. It's not today's state park forecast. If you want to head out to the state parks tomorrow, we could be starting off with about a partly cloudy to mostly cloudy sky, but notice how that cloud cover clears up as we head into the afternoon. By noon, getting more partly cloudy to mostly clear, and then gorgeous for the afternoon there tomorrow or today. Texas State Park forecast looking great. Of course, that's a great thing you can do. Just remember, some state parks require a reservation, and you have to remember to use social distance. Also, it is required to wear a mask right now at Texas State Parks. So remember to do all that, but that could be a great fun activity for today or tomorrow. And even Sunday. All of those days are great for headed out to the state parks. Just remember to pack water because it's going to be hot. Also, make sure you bring plenty of sunscreen because it is going to be a lot of sunshine. You want to make sure you protect yourself from those UV rays. Don't want to get any sun damage to your skin or risk the chance of skin cancer. We want to make sure we protect ourselves around that sunshine. As far as the 8 to 14 day outlooks, here's the rainfall. Looks pretty good. Maybe some above rainfall for the next 8 to 14 days. I was looking at some of the extended weather models earlier, and they really do reflect that. It looks like we could see a little bit of wet conditions really as we head into the end of next week and into next weekend possibly. We'll have to track that closely though, because when it's so far out, that could easily flip-flop on us. As far as the temperature outlook is concerned, in the next 8 to 14 days, looks like about average conditions. So temperatures in the mid to upper 80s would be normal for us right now. Here's the flu index. It hasn't updated too much since the last time we looked at it. We now have regional flu activity in Oklahoma. We also have regional flu activity in Louisiana. No activity reported in Mississippi now. That's an update. No activity in Virginia and Kentucky. New Mexico still reporting activity and still just sporadic here in Texas. Great to see that improvement. And your Lone Star 3-day forecast. So we always try to wrap it up by looking around the state. You see much of the dealing with hot conditions the next few days, just like us, hitting that century mark in Lubbock on Saturday. And then we're going to be dealing with some little bit of cloud cover here and there by the time we head into early next week. I think that's not just going to be for us. That's going to be for pretty much everybody. So this weekend, looking great across the Lone Star State as far as drier conditions and hot conditions. So if you're doing any traveling while also practicing social distancing, make sure you bring plenty of water with you. I'm going to leave it with the hour-by-hour forecast here today. Guys, I know we didn't have a lot of viewers today. I think everyone's out there just trying to enjoy the nicer weather, and I hope you are. Now, remember, some things have been reset up again across the state of Texas. We have had a little bit of an opening. Some restaurants are operating at 25% capacity, and some other businesses are as well. Whenever you go to those, be sure to continue to practice that social distancing. It's from what I understand, it's not required to wear a mask, but it is a suggestion. So remember to wear that mask when you go out in public too. Some businesses may require it. So that's important to know as well. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Get down and enjoy them. Continue to practice social distancing. Enjoy the sunshine. Wear the sunscreen. Remember, we have the Ozone Action Day in place as well. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy the warmer conditions. A great day great weekend for the pool or the river. If you're headed out to any lakes or creeks, man, I may take out my kayaks. I mean, it's going to be a pretty nice weekend here across the region, and I'm excited for it myself. So, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and of course, we'll have an update on noon. I'm in for Meteorologist Andrew Wilson at noon today. Weather Chief Bill Taylor's on at 4, 5, 6, and 10. And remember, we're doing Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. That's going to be at 1 o'clock. We are doing our Fun Time Friday, sharing photos and stories from people around the KENS 5 viewing area. So our loyal viewers, we're going to be sharing some of your photos and stories. Make sure you tune in at 1 o'clock. That's Cloudy with a Chance of Learning. Weather Chief Bill Taylor and I will be on to cover that. Guys, I hope you have a wonderful weekend. We'll keep you updated right here at KENS 5.